Okay, dude, check this out real quick though. 1.25 liter size. Love it. Okay. All right. All right, I'm going to talk about someone was just kind of asking like how working is going through this, and that's a good video to make. So I'll kind of talk about working in the early stages, and then I guess working now. So anyway, so yeah, working's tough. Working through any withdrawal or post-acute withdrawals is freaking hard. It's hard to go through withdrawal and post-acute withdrawals on their own. There's advantages to working though too. It's good to keep busy and stuff, you know. But you know, if you don't love your job or your job's just kind of tough or whatever, it makes things hard. It can really stress you out. Your job can really stress you out before you get off of it. I'm talking like, you're like, wow, how am I going to do this? I got to work, you know, and that can really stress you out. I talked to tons of people that are in that boat. That was like my biggest thing, you know, was like, man, how am I going to work through this? You know, I work with the public and whatever, getting off the Suboxone and then getting off the benzo now. So, yeah. So anyway, okay, I guess in the early stages weren't as bad as they are now. You know, the post-acute withdrawals are worse to me. They're worse to me getting off opioids as well. So, well, okay, you have physical symptoms, you take a week or two off, and then but it's the post-acute withdrawals, it's the lethargic feeling, you know, blah, 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 the depression. That's always been harder for me. And the same goes with the benzo right now. It's the post-acute withdrawals. It's going to take a while. But the mental stuff is hard. So, you know, really in the early stages of the benzo, getting off the benzo, it's forgetfulness and just kind of feel weird and, you know, not sleeping great and headaches and stuff. And it sucked, but I guess I'm not really going to talk about it that much because it wasn't fun, but it wasn't that bad for me. It really wasn't that bad. I took 2 weeks off and I wish I didn't do that. I could have worked easy, you know. I mean, there's some stuff, you know, it was good to have some days off in there, but I didn't need 2 weeks, you know. So I guess that kind of, I don't know, I'm not really elaborating on the early stages. I'm just going to talk about now, I guess, because that's what I'm dealing with, and that's what's been harder for me. It's tough. Yes, you know, the forgetfulness, okay, yes, and the brain fog, it's frustrating. Very frustrating, you know, and I work with the public, so I got to just put on the best, you know, you put on the best face possible and you fake your way through it. Well, we probably do that anyway, right? When you're working now. I mean, you put the best face on. You can't take all your problems to work anyway, you know, whatever. But yeah, man, it's a grind. I mean, it's a freaking grind. You know, when you're just, when you're dealing with like apathy, you know, and, you know, the depression, the apathy, and you just don't care. I mean, there's a lot of times at work where I'm just like, man, I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to do it, or, you know, but you have to. You know, you know, you got to perform at work. You got to get paid. You got to provide for your family. But man, you know, when you're not sleeping great and stuff too, and it just goes and it wears on you and stuff. And then, you know, your cortisol gets going in the morning and you're just up and you're laying in bed and then you're thinking about work and you can psych yourself out. Like, that's all stuff you're going to deal with. That's what I deal with. Dealt with it. Sorry, I don't mean to talk about this, but it's just part of my life. So I guess this is what it is, but it was like that way with Suboxone. It's been like that with the benzo. It was worse with the Suboxone, that part. But yeah, the hardest thing, I guess, though, it's dealing with the depersonalization, dealing with people. You know what I mean? Like, it would be easier if I was just like, I don't know, doing something by myself, blowing leaves or riding a lawnmower or driving truck or so, or you know, would be easier to do right now for me. Cause yeah, and the thing with depersonalization, it kind of just all goes hand in hand. It's like, when you got that going on, it's like you got the depression stuff going on, and then the forgetfulness and the mind fog and not being able to concentrate and stuff. That's, when you got depersonalization going on, you're kind of like outside watching yourself or something. That's how it feels. And one of the things that you feel. And so other things just kind of go hand in hand. You know what I mean? And that's where like staying busy and stuff is really good. But yeah, sometimes you just get hit, it's just not fun. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to battle hardens us, right? It does. It battle hardens us. And something, that I've said before on this channel is like, you work and rehab's great, dude. Some people just have to go to rehab. Like that's just what it is. They just have to, they can't do it. Maybe they don't even have a job anyway, and they got to go to rehab. But there's something I think, let's look at the positives of working, right? If you can freaking get off a benzo or opioid or whatever you're getting off of in 6 months, a year or whatever, and you've been working through the post-acute withdrawals, dude, you are battle hard. You are serious about your recovery. You're serious about getting off that. And I think, and we have to deal with things, why we used and stuff like that. But I really believe like when you put in that time and that dedication like that, man, you're ready to rock and roll, baby. I mean, it's going to be a lot easier for you. Life's going to be cake, right? Well, maybe not. I like pie better anyway, so life will be pie for me. I actually like donuts the best. I don't know, pie's pretty good. Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be battle hardened, dude. It's good. You get out and then you got someone that gets out of rehab. Maybe they just go 90-day rehab or something. And it's like, wow, I got it. I'm clean. I'm 3 months. But then it's like, okay, now you got to get a job. Now you got to go back to work. And now that's where that's where the rubber meets the effing road, dude, is when you're working through this kind of stuff. But we got to be patient. I got to be patient. It's a grind. That's the thing. It's not just going to get over in a month, in a week, you know what I mean? 4 months. I mean, here I'm coming up on 6 months. The 5th of August will be 6 months off of this stuff. And another question someone was asking, that might have been the same person, is things getting harder for me coming off the benzo? I should probably just make a video on that. Yep. Yeah, it's at the hardest stage right now, since getting off the benzo, which is expected, dude. The post-acute withdrawals always get me on stuff. That's always the hardest part for me and most of us, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, unless you jump off at a high dose of benzo and you're having seizures and stuff. I mean, that's just different, But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. There's positives to work in. Don't get discouraged, okay? Just keep grinding away. There's a lot of people doing it, okay? You're not alone. I'm doing it. I've done it, and I'm continuing to do it. I'm going to go all the way. As sucky as this gets, and as terrible as it is, and as negative I can be on a video, and as babyish or whatever, just whatever. Not good, feeling not good, making videos, or not feeling good, making videos, whatever. I'm going to keep going. It's not negotiable. I'm going to keep going. All the freaking way, okay? Come way too far. This is the goal. This has been the goal from the beginning. And I knew I had to work through this stuff. There wasn't an option, It sucks. And, but it would suck being home. I mean, it would suck. I mean, there's things, it's just tough, yeah, I wish I could just make videos all the time. That would be nice. But also I've noticed like my creative process right now is a little jacked up. I have a lot of ideas for stuff, and I think about like, oh, I could make this, and then I'm just like, I don't know, and that's part of it. I've talked to people that's something they deal with, okay, and they've dealt with. You're just not on your game, okay? You're dealing with stuff inside, but then your brain isn't on your game. Sorry. But anyway, okay, I guess I'm probably regurgitating stuff and blabbing here, but yeah, let's keep rolling all the way to the end, okay? In the struggle, all right? Okay. God bless all y'all. V for victory and salute.